All set, Ben?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Crown Point Historic Preservation Commission meeting for August 25th, 2025 to order. John, go ahead and call the roll.
Paul Bremer,
Here.
Jolene Bullinger,
Here.
John O'Block. Here. Laura Sauerman,
Here.
Donna Catalano,
Here.
Jim Kendall, Richard Osterley.
Okay, thank you. We do have a forum. Approval of minutes. We got the June 26th minutes that was referred at the last meeting, and the July 28th minutes for 2025. If there's no correction or addition or motion to approve both minutes would be in order. So moved. Motion by Jolene, is there a second? Second by John, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. Under old business, we have none. Under new business, we have petition 2511, Robert petitioner owner request certificate of appropriateness for garage repair and facade work at 113 West South Street. And petition 2512, Robert Bishop, petitioner owner, request certificate of appropriateness for garage repair and facade work also at 205 East South Street. Miscellaneous and public comment and adjournment. Anything to be added, John?
Nope, nothing to be added.
Okay, we'll go into new business. On petition 2511, Robert petitioner owner request certificate of appropriateness for garage repair and facade work at 113 West South Street. Just come up and state your name and address for the record, please.
Robert All, 113 West South Street.
Okay. Go ahead and present your petition.
Okay, did you have the drawings that were submitted?
Yes.
Alright, so you have the drawings you submitted. We're going to keep the footprint the same, just, there's a center section between the two garages that doesn't have a foundation. We're gonna put a foundation in. And it's just gonna be a mirror image of my neighbor's garage to make it more aesthetically pleasing for them. There's no heat, there's no plumbing, anything.
We have our staff report on Blake, and there's a lot of conditions. Blake, you wanna? Report?
Sure, so the primary thing was there was no scale given up in any of the plans, so no size, width, anything like that. So I recommended that the commission table this until we get more specifics on the plans. I know it's gonna mirror the garage that's there, but I don't know how tall it is, how wide it is, anything like that. So it's hard to make a decision or recommendation to this. So we don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
So that would be my recommendation to the commission.
Any comments from the commission members?
I was just gonna ask if petitioner has any of the information with you.
Excuse me,
Do you have any of the information with you as far as
size?
size, height, width?
This is my neighbor. It is a drawing.
Right.
So we can blend in.
Beautiful detailed drawings. Yeah, I really didn't put much there because we're not really changing the dimensions, like, we're just adding 2 doors.
Well, it's a whole new building, so we need to know a lot more specifics.
Yeah, we don't know the height, the width, materials.
Because the garage, I think that's on your property is probably grandfathered in, I would assume. So what the proposed building might not fit current.
Well, mine is still connected right next to it. It's still an existing building right there.
But you're building a whole new garage. You're not just adding on. It's a whole new building. From my point of view, it's not, you're not just adding on, you're creating a whole new structure. Are you keeping this building or are you tearing it down and building something else on it?
Well, the foundation.
You're not keeping the structure.
So see, originally, we were just gonna put a top on it,
Right.
but after looking at it, we're gonna have to re-strengthen it and put the walls on it.
So from my point of view, it's a new building. It's not a rehab or you're not restoring it to its original footprint, but it's not the same structure. You're not just rehab.
We don't have no details.
We don't have. any
No,
details.
so all we were gonna do is come across here and come down there. It's like,
Right,
you want a complete set of blueprints?
yeah, the commission needs more details, just to make sure that they're approving something that they can go back on.
So
I thought the commission
height
more-
and width is the two details in depth. right?
Everything, how big the garage doors are, type of siding, color of siding, all of that.
That's
Just like the
not enough
building.
though?
We don't have the dimensions of the other building,
Right,
so we don't have
That's
anything
fine.
to compare it to.
yeah, so it's, I mean, we
It's
can
still
work it
gonna be
out.
a shared,
but
still
it's
gonna be a shared driveway or gonna be a separate driveway?
Nothing's changing there. We're just trying, just from an aesthetic standpoint, that's what we have now. So
Yeah.
we were just trying to
But there's no details.
recreate that. So all I did was draw it up to Rob, say, hey, let's just take the roof all the way over to this end and mirror the two images. So I mean, my dimension, so if you know that that's 22 feet or 21 feet, does it really matter?
Yes,
And the height would be exactly the same, so the height is 20 feet, So from a dimension standpoint, it's not gonna change that look. Or the door sizes are on there, they're 8 and a 14. And we made purpose, see how this has a little hay door? We're gonna make the same hay door design on both sides. We're gonna make the same window the same, so it's gonna look aesthetically the same. So whether you have dimensions or not, that's. from a-
we need dimension, we need material, we need all that information.
And it's gonna be white and it's gonna be the same size.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no,
I'm sorry, but we need all that. Could you
Alright.
have that ready at the next meeting? I could refer you to the next
I
meeting.
could have it in like 7 minutes with a tape measure, so I could have it.
Well, we still need materials and all
Yeah,
that.
that's-
color.
Wood and white, I can write that down too, so I'll have all that for next week.
what type of
Does
windows?
it have to wait another month though, or can it be submitted
It'll
before?
have to be another month,
Yeah, that's fine.
For a new structure, yeah.
yeah. I'm
Which
sorry.
is what it told us up front. We submitted almost 5 weeks ago. These drawings, what it's, I just say in the future, always say, hey, you're gonna need this, this, and this on top of it.
It's in the guideline,
And, all right,
yes.
That's fine.
all right, guys.
So I'll put you down, I'll have a motion made and refer you to our September meeting.
Okay.
And just get with Josh and Blake so we can not have any more holdups for you. So we can get everything presented that evening.
How about the special, is there any way we can submit the drawing?
Next meeting's fine. That worked out just great.
Okay,
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. I'll take a motion then to defer till next meeting.
So moved.
You
I
got-
seconded.
Second it. Any further discussion? Josh, call the roll.
Jolene Volavich,
Yes.
John Oshbach, yes, Laura Sauerman,
Yes.
Donna Catalano,
Yes.
Paul Bremer.
Yes. Okay, motion to defer till our September meeting. Okay, next item, the petition 2512, Robert Bishop, petitioner owner, request certificate of appropriate for garage repair and facade work at 205 East South Street.
Good evening, all. Jim Kyleman, 745 South Main Street, Crown Point. Here tonight with Robert Bishop, lifelong friend of mine, Crown Point guy, graduated with him. Recently purchased the Holly House, 205 East South Street. Wants to do extensive renovation to the house. First phase is he wants to replace the existing garage. So what we're proposing is a 38 by 38 garage, 26 foot high. It's got a loft space in it. The existing garage is around 21 by 23. So we're doing a what's that? 18 foot high. So yeah, we're putting a little bit larger garage on. The reason for that is he's got an old classic motorhome that he would like to park in the garage. So it's a 3-stall garage with a loft above. So I know we have some possible other issues with BZA we may have to tackle with the size of the garage and the height. We're willing to do that. But I wanted to get here in front of y'all tonight and just to show you what we're looking at doing and to get some input from you. We submitted everything as far as colors and some construction plans. So you can see what we're doing. And that's just the outline. I'll let Bob talk and he can explain a little bit more what he's looking at doing on this property.
Thanks, Jim. Hi, everybody. Bob Bishop. I grew up here, graduated '79 with Jim. Been away for 70 years in Chicago suburbs, working and raising my family of 3 kids. And my wife and I were at one of our friends' funerals that Jim and I went to high school with last November, and found out the house may be for sale. It's always been my favorite house because of the triple porches on the side on East Street. And so I worked with the folks. I guess his name was David Walden and his wife Kelly, and I bought the house in February. And the reason I bought the house is because my wife and I are going to move here permanently. It'll be our forever home, back in my hometown. She grew up in Illinois, and I've always admired this house, and I'm going to spend copious amounts of money, time, and energy to restore it back to its original state. It is a lot of originality inside and out, but also after 135 years in neglect, it's pretty tired. So I'm dedicated to replace, in the house's example, the existing, keep the architectural integrity exactly the way it is, inside and out. To give you an idea, I found a company in Wisconsin, that the floors are, Paul, they're only about, at best, 1/8 of an inch thick left out of those floors. They've been sanded so many times. They're beautiful inlaid wood everywhere. So I'm going to take the time, energy, and money to maybe 2020 after the outside house gets done, to take every floor up, have it reproduced the way it was and back then, and put it back down with 3/4 inch normal wood. That's the level of detail I'm talking about when I do this house. And so on the outside of the house, again, I have some paperwork here if you'd like to see it when you're interested in my next phase, which is 2026. We'll be coming to you again sometime this winter and say, hey, this is what I want to do to the house. If you get started, I'm anxious to get started. And one of the things is the triple brick foundation of the house is deteriorating in a way that I don't want to live in there in the next 20 years and have that house be the way it is. So I intend to hire down a foundation, lift that house up off the ground, re-pour a new concrete foundation, put it back down. That, again, that's the level of integrity I want to put on this house. But I can't do that till next spring because I don't have time in the winter and all that to get that done with drawings. So I'm going to do that in the spring. So to get started, I thought what's best is for me to put a new garage up that looks like, it smells like the existing house with the architectural detail of the house, all the way down to the size of the trim on the outside. So that I can, yes, in the end, I like to park my 1977 GMC motorhome on the right bay. I also own my original car that I had in high school, a '69 GTO convertible. That's perfect shape. It has a lift. They have 2 cars. I have another historic car as well. Put that in the second bay. And of course, my wife gets the privilege of putting her car in the garage, and my daily driver sits outside. But that's okay. My wife's name is Stephanie.
Compromise.
Yeah. Yeah. So and she certainly deserved that space. So anyway, I thought best is phase 1 is do the garage, do the driveway, do some of the landscaping where it doesn't bother where they're going to dig around the house next spring and put a new foundation in. So that in the spring I can have a place to also have the workers store materials, do trim. I also, just again a little bit of detail in the existing drive, it's sitting there. I bought a several $1,000 planer molder so that when I make new, for example, baseboard that needs to be replaced in some spots, I'll be molding that myself out of oak to the exact, so you have a knife cut to be exact what the existing materials are in the house, so I can put it down exactly. It's a lot less expensive for me to make that molding than somebody else. So I am dedicated to make the common point. I'm hoping that my house, the Holly house, is the nicest Victorian in the town. That's what I'm aiming for, not because that's what I want, but that's what I want. I'm a person that likes old things. Like I said, I have my first car. It's in perfect shape. My '77 GMC motorhome. It kind of looks like an airplane. But back in the day, it's in extremely great shape, and I want to put this 135-year-old house in great shape, and starting with a new garage that looks and smells like the Holly house. So I'll stop there. And Jim has details. I also, again, maybe I went too far, Paul, but I took the time after speaking with Blake last Wednesday and he had some of his questions. I did an analysis, which is, you have your signs up, Jim has it. But basically, what I thought, when, like you talked about being on corners, this is just a snapshot of the Google sheet. What are the 6 corners that have big Victorians in town? You know, which includes Roberts, 113 South. And it shows what year they were made, how much acreage he has, what the garage looks like, what the house looks like, if it's original or not. And then there's my house, number 7. But if you look, 3 of the 6 garages are original, and they're tall, and they're big. And so mine isn't gonna look original as the root house, but it's gonna be, also my property is 1.1 acres, which is by far the largest property in those six corners. And so I'm hoping that footprint isn't a big deal. One thing also, Paul, is right now the garage, to enter the garage, you go between the house and the garage, enter from the north. And what I propose is to have the doors enter from the west to come straight in. But if I assume you have a rendition of my house, of the garage, which is, you can see the garage doors, that's the west side. But then the other side is the north side that faces the house, which I think is really cute with an additional gable, with the big double hung windows, the same type of windows, and doors are fancy, there'll be oak doors, the doors in front, there'll be solid mahogany doors, for the garage doors, stained dark like the front of the front door of the house. So I'm trying to match it, and even the foundation obviously be concrete, but we're gonna put red brick on the foundation, so it matches the red brick of the foundation of the original house. So certainly you can appreciate, I put a lot of attention to detail as it relates to the aesthetics of the house. I'll stop there.
All right, thank you, Robert. Any questions from the commission member before I turn it over to Blake for his comments?
Quite an undertaking, isn't it?
I think it's gonna take about 3 years, Billy.
That's what I thought.
And I've already cleared, if you drive by the east side of the property line, there's still a chain link fence, which I'm gonna get rid of. But I bet there was 40 to 45 feet of old brush that hasn't been cut down for years. I just claimed 45 feet of new grass, eventually.
Are you on the agenda for the Board of Public, Board of Zoning Appeals for any of the variances?
Not yet, we're gonna do it after, tomorrow.
How close are you to the garage, to the house to the south?
We get there right. How close are,
Is the house to the south of the garage?
so how, I mean, what's the distance between the garage and that, like 40-some feet?
Oh, it is, okay.
Yeah.
The house next door to the garage.
Oh,
Yeah, the house next door.
Oh, right now it's 20 inches from the property.
Okay.
So we're gonna move it to 5 feet and be, compliant with today's rules.
The existing
Okay.
garage is 20 inches, we're gonna be 5
We're gonna
feet.
move it.
Yeah,
I figured it was not in,
it's really
In
close.
compliance.
Yeah.
yeah, I figured it wasn't
we
in
talked to
compliance
Josh.
currently. Okay, Blake, you wanna give your report?
Sure. So just to appreciate the level of detail with the application, it helps a lot with the commission in making decisions. So the initial recommendation is to approve the garage with conditions. I think pending the variances that are being requested, I think the commission should perhaps hold off on making a decision. I think the footprint of the garage is not compatible with the neighborhood. I think it's too large for the site and the massing. It's visible from 2 streets, being on the corner, and I appreciate the Google printout with the other properties. Unfortunately, each property is assessed on its own merits, and a lot of these properties probably were grandfathered into the historic district. We can double check that, but so I would recommend that be approved with conditions to reduce the size and footprint of the garage to make it fit in more closely with the neighborhood and the site.
What does that mean? Reduce the what?
Well, one, will it be given variances? That's a big thing. Right now, I have looked a little bit at the guru on that, but I'm skeptical that it will, given it's like a two-story building, big building in the back, on a residential strip flat, basically. So I would think reducing the height and, I mean, I don't know about the width, you want to fit 3 cars in there, so I'm just not sure how you're gonna do that. So, I think it'll just take some back and forth and, yeah, I don't deal with it, so I'm not sure. So, I think just being on the corner makes it difficult. If it was, like I said, when I saw it, it was set back with one drive and be a different story, but since it is such a prominent corner, and with the house next door, even with just 10 feet, you're gonna move the property line, you still have that property there, gonna be towering over it, with almost, 26 feet, so I wanna make sure that we're being respectful.
Yeah, and it's just one story. It's just got an attic, a partially used.
It's still 26 feet.
Yeah, right, to the peak.
Yeah,
You're right.
So,
That, what, the peak and finish.
but everything else, I mean, the detail, you have everything that is needed to approve it, it's just that the size of it gives me pause. So that's what I would recommend the commission to consider.
Any questions for the commission members?
It'll be exciting to see.
Yeah. Josh, he's not on any agenda yet, correct?
Correct. So if you were to accept his proposed designs, just make sure anything you do is contingent on BZA. Now, with that being said, the soonest he could get on to BZA would be the September meeting, which will still take place after the
This meeting.
September HPS meeting.
When is that, when is the meeting? The DCA meeting?
It's the same day as our meeting, but it follows our meeting.
Got it.
September 22nd. But I will need any applications, and I know I had sent them all over to Jim
Yep, got
by
it.
September 2nd.
Yeah, I'll have
So would the board want to make any conditional approval or just defer this until it's gonna hold you up and and everything that we do is gonna be subject to the BZA for the height and that. so,
Understand, yeah, so I guess it doesn't matter really if we get a conditional, a recommendation for approval, we can't really do anything anyway, so,
Right.
yeah, so. I mean, we have other fights to fight right now with the BZA, yeah.
This was a conversation Jim and I had
Yeah.
had about a week ago, and I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, my advice to him was, well, you have to get one of them before the other can even look at it. You might as well start with the free board before you start paying for applications.
And we wanted to get it in front of you anyway, just so
Yeah,
you could
no, I
have the
appreciate
information.
it, and your detail,
For sure, oh, yeah,
your
everything is
detail is amazing, so,
Yeah.
this would be a
Is there any
beautiful,
way to send a different scope of size and width there?
We'd have to talk about that with Stephanie and Bob and
Okay.
see, yeah.
But just a thought.
We started it, oh,
Yeah, all right, just a thought.
Yeah.
All right.
So the height is definitely, as far as I'm concerned, up for discussion. Because the reason the height's the way it is because I want the rake of the roof to look similar to the house versus having a 412 pitch to get to where you want it to be height wise, which to me is not aesthetically pleasing, and I assume you guys want it to be aesthetically pleasing. The roof is a 12-12 pitch, 45-degree angle, so this is a compromise to keep it low. And also, it's not a two-story building, it's a story and a half because the roof line starts right there. There's no knee wall at all. So it's as low as it can go for an 8-12 pitch. But I understand the situation. But as far as the footprint, the width is really what's the most important thing to me because the width of the motorhome is 8 feet. You need a 10-foot door to get through. So the width is, I can reduce it to make it smaller to 36 and still would function. It wouldn't look as good. But it needs to be deeper because the motorhome is deeper and wider. So that's really the reason why. But if we had to make it look not as good with a lower pitch roof, that's possible. And that's what I'm thinking right now.
yeah, we tried to match the existing roof, the kind of the geometry of what was there.
I appreciate that.
That was the whole intent. We don't need all that height, but it was just a result of using the roof slopes to help blend with house.
And similarly with the house, I would assume it's appropriate. If I had a chance to read all the bullets, but basically, you guys know the house, I know Blake has seen it. You know, it has that glass solarium that they put on in 1999. They put down a smaller glass type of building, not the room, put that big one in there, and it's deteriorating significantly. It's made of mahogany, the wood's bad, glass is bad, all laminated, it's bad. And I don't like it, and it doesn't look historic. So my intention is to take that down, and put the same space, make it a little bigger, a 1-story in place of that, made out of, you know, windows and clapboard siding and all that, so it looks like an 1890 addition there. Again, we're thinking is you probably won't remember 6 months from now, but again, we're thinking about an 812 roof there as well, so it matches the similar roof line of the rest of the house, where some people might put a flat roof down or a smaller roof, sloping roof. We want something that looks aesthetically pleasing, that looks like the rest of the house, and that's why the garage is the way it is. Because if you lower that roof line, then the triangle of the house, that goes away, right? It's too small, can't do it. Then it looks like a house. I mean, it looks like today's garage versus, you know, house Blake's talking about, it was built 1948, it was put into place after old farmhouse was torn down. And, you know, I understand what he's saying. I can't appreciate what he's saying, because to me, I bet that garage that I'm gonna build stands longer than the house that's sitting there. And why would you wanna dummy down my garage aesthetically to fit something that doesn't fit the neighborhood already? That's my objection.
I like what you're doing, what you propose to do.
Let's go through the motions, Paul, and see where we come out the best we can. That's what it'll be.
Yeah. Josh, I think our best thing to do is maybe just defer this till next meeting. Or at least, but we won't have nothing.
No, we won't
We
even
won't
have
have nothing.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
BZA
yeah,
next
so it would be
meeting
the
either.
October meeting, right?
Yeah, but it has to be deferred, is that gonna hold
Sure.
you up that much?
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna build it in December, so it will have, because of that, we'll have to wait till spring. But, you know, make it concrete, but we do some of it before the snow flies. At least do the excavation, the concrete, and it's a sit. I would like to start as soon as possible in April on the house, because and we'll have the drawings ready for you. Because I think it's gonna, Don's foundation, it takes about 2 months to do what I wanna do, just his alone, and then you gotta do the addition, you gotta restore the outside, do landscaping, and I'd really like to be done by November 26th on the outside. Then the inside's gonna take longer.
I wanted to direct a question to Blake, if I might.
Sure.
What would you consider more important, matching the pitch on the roof of the garage, or changing that look to be shorter? You're concerned about the height being upscale with the building next door?
With, not only with that, also with the residential neighborhood in general.
Okay.
It's a big building. It's not a small, the building it's replacing is rather, there's a difference, a big difference. So that's the other thing that's taken into consideration is, does it match the residential nature of the neighborhood as well, not just the pitch of the roofs. I think it's based on the notes. I mean, it seems overwhelming, quite frankly. It seems like a suburban garage built on a city lot is what it seems like.
I have a little bit of a sense that it's gonna look more like a carriage house.
It's up
Like,
to you guys. I mean,
yeah, I'm just-
you know, that's.
That's what I
I'm
was
just throwing
thinking,
that
more
out
like
there.
More like a carriage house, like the house.
That's the character of it, yeah,
Right.
that's
fine.
it was intentional, yeah.
It's just, remember, you're making precedent, so each house is its own. So once, if you approve this, then someone else comes in. So I'm not saying you shouldn't, I'm just keep that in mind, so.
I appreciate that, Blake.
Yeah.
And like the Mayor Collins' house, it's a very large garage on the corner lot on the main street, and it's taller than the one I'd like to build. And also my lot is
think are bigger than his lot. And it's also not as noticeable because they're on East Street.
But his garage will be taller than yours.
The blue grass is taller than mine.
Yeah, his carriage garage.
But anyway, I appreciate your time and we'll go through and work with Josh to get those variances for the BCA next month. I know that the prior gentleman asked. I assume that you said the BCA is right after this meeting in the same room. Is that what it is?
Correct.
Correct.
Is there any way to come back around after the BCA if it's approved, instead of spending a month waiting till next month in October?
Well, I mean-
So I can build.
The commission you can vote and
Right.
you can approve it
We
conditionally.
haven't voted
but-
to defer.
We haven't
Oh, I-
deferred. the
I-
vote.
We're still in discussion,
Right.
so
I just-
don't
We're
push
just trying to
yourself
figure
out
out the
too
best
quickly.
route to go to help you and not hold you up that much and.
So, yeah, I mean,
That would be.
I appreciate it and understand.
if you all voted to approve based on BZA ruling,
Yeah.
you know, then you could, BZA said, okay, then you could go ahead. But- So it's up,
that September 2nd filing, right?
Correct.
Okay.
What's the wish of the commission?
I think that's what we should do.
Approval pending BZA.
Yeah, I
All
think so too.
Then if that's the case, we need to make a motion and
I'll make,
state all your findings of fact for the approval.
I'd make a motion for petition HB 2512 at 205 East South Street for the garage addition. Is it an addition? No. Replacement garage based on the detail presented in the minutes and in the drawings that were presented, pending BZA variances being approved with the change of setback to match what our current requirements are from the property line. And what else?
The height.
Well, I
Well, all
scheduled the details
BZA,
as
yeah,
presented,
all BZA details.
but including details of trim, details of color that have been presented.
Okay. All right, I have a motion on the floor.
I second it.
There's a second by Jolene. Any further discussion on the motion? Johnson, anything you want to add to that motion?
No, sir.
Okay, no on additional questions. John, go ahead and call the roll.
Jolene Bolair,
Yes.
John O'Block,
Yes.
Laura Sauerman,
Yes,
Donna Catalano,
Yes.
Paul Bremer.
Yes. Okay, you are approved for the
Next step.
next step. Now we need a motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness for petition 2512, subject to DCA approval.
So I'm so moved.
Certificate. of
The
appro-
certificate of proposal for the property on. But
205.
205.
So,
Oh, I was doing the number. So 205 is South. I was doing the number.
yeah, motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness for 205 East South Street is made, subject to BCA approval. There a second on that motion?
I can second.
Second by Donna. Any further discussion on the motion? John, call the roll, please.
Jolene Bolair,
Yes.
John O'Block,
Yes.
Laura Sauerman,
yes.
Donna Catalano,
Yes.
Paul Bremer.
Yes. Okay, Jim and.
Thank you all so much
Robert, you're
for your time
approved,
and
subject to
understanding.
BCA and should get with Josh and Blake so we can work out those.
We will be in touch, Josh. Yeah.
I'll be here.
Thank you, Blake. All right. Thank you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Blake, you got anything you want to add?
Don't think so.
No? Okay,
Can't think of anything.
Josh?
No, sir.
All right, before I go up to the board, this is a public hearing, so if there's anybody out in the audience who would like to make any comment, please stand up and state your name and address for the record, and the floor is open. Going once. Twice. free time, we'll close the public portion for public comment. Anybody in the commission got any questions? Any comment? Anybody on Zillow, Ben, or
There is none.
none? Okay, there's nothing additional, motion to adjourn would be in order.
I so moved.
Second,
Second.
second,